Hey friend, before we jump in, I wanted to set the stage for what you are about to hear. This episode is for you if you've been trying to fix your money by working harder, doing more mindset work, or waiting for life to slow down, but nothing is actually shifting. Because what you're going to hear today is the moment when I realized I wasn't bad with money. I was in survival mode with money. If you felt the pressure, the panic, the roller coaster, the shame, if you tried all the strategies and still feel stuck, this episode is going to feel like somebody's removing the blindfold from your eyes. If we haven't met yet, I'm Amy Circa, money confidence coach and bookkeeper. Over the last 13 years, I've helped over 1,250 women get out of survival mode and make money simple so they can feel safe, clear, and confident with their finances. No shame, no restriction, and definitely no giving up your coffee to get there. So, let's get to it. I didn't know I was in survival mode. I was just sure I just needed to make more money. I just need to uplevel my mindset. I just need to find the right affirmations. I just need to get more visible, get in front of the right people, right? And that I wasn't this feminine person, that like I didn't love the soft, the candlelit bath, the massages, smooth shaved legs and fresh sheets, like all of those experiences, the soft feminine ones. I was certain they weren't for me. That's just not who I was. It doesn't work, right? And who would? When you feel like you're being chased by a freaking tiger, it's kind of hard, if not impossible, to relax. So let's turn the tiger that's chasing you into a kitten. There was some work that I was doing personally, even this last week. And side note, if you are working with a coach who says they've made it and they're not doing any work on themselves, like run. We never make it. I don't care what area you're working in. Like we never arrive. We never make it. We are always growing. So side note there. Was working on myself this week, my own personal development. And there was a fear that I was uncovering, navigating, going on a deeper level of processing, right? Okay. And it felt like this massive thing, this massive mountain that was just like towering over me, this massive thing to overcome. And through the practice that I was doing there, it was like almost like I stood up, right? Like, you were like sitting down, whatever, I don't know, laying down, whatever you want to call it. And like I stood up. Oh, it's not this massive mountain. This fear, this thing that felt so impossible. It's this tiny little thing. Who cares? It's not that big of a deal. But when we feel dysregulated, when we have all these things showing up and we feel like we're being chased by a tiger, or it's this massive mountain, this massive thing that you have to overcome, who would enjoy the soft feminine things? Because you're in survival mode. Have you ever tried to do a meditation and you are freaking out, but you can't sit still to do that because you feel like you're being chased? Like that's what survival mode does. So once we get you out of survival mode, the other work that you're doing works better. The results come faster. They're multiplied. There's ease, there's success. You're in bliss. And it's all waiting for you on the other side of remembering who you are. This isn't something that you have to go achieve. This isn't something you have to go grab. It's a remembrance. You already have these things. We've just forgotten them because we're being chased by a tiger. So I wanted to kind of highlight a couple scenarios that I see that are like, hey, you're actually in survival mode with money. Because I guess before we get into that, like if you are the person that's like, I want to figure this out. And if you've been with me around a while, you've probably heard shifts in my messaging, right? We've talked about figuring out the money thing. We've talked about getting out of stress and struggle. We've talked about the guilt and the shame that come up. But all of those things happen because at its core, we're in survival mode with money. So, but we don't realize it. And if you were like, I am so sick and tired of being so sick and tired, and I want something different, I want this to shift. I know that I'm called for more. I know that there's more out there for me. Like, if you are feeling that, this might be the space for you. Okay. And that's kind of what we're talking to today. All right. Couple quick scenarios that are like, hey, you're actually in survival mode with money. Okay. Do you keep telling yourself like you'll get organized, you'll put the funnel in place, you'll work on your books, whatever, when life slows down? But life never slows down. Life keeps lifing, right? So you're still in reactive mode. You're still avoiding your numbers. You're still trying to outwork the stress. And you're waiting for this like magical arrival moment. And we see a lot of this, from media, movies, like I'm going like off the top of my head. You can say like Tangled, and the princess is like, oh, she's the princess, and we have this magical arrival moment. We don't talk about what happens afterwards. Cinderella, how does Cinderella cope with the fact like she's a princess now, like after the fact? We stop at the magical moment, right? But those magical moments don't, like, that's not how life works. Okay, first off, right? But this is survival mode. And it's disguised as being busy. Like, you don't have time to work on this. So that's why we work on breaking the cycle inside the Unstoppable Experience. And if you are listening to this episode on the day that it goes live, the Unstoppable Experience is open until midnight tonight. We got some couple crazy bonuses in here, and it's personally my favorite promotion to run just because of the timing of the season, all those things. So, link will be in the show notes for you to join us inside the Unstoppable Experience. If you're listening to this after it came out and you're like, yes, this is the place I need to be, you can click on the link and there'll be a button to apply for the Unstoppable Experience. Okay. So, that's why we work on creating the safety now. It's not about like, this magical life of rainbows and butterflies and we just have to get to this point. Like, no, we calm things now. Like, there's success now, there's safety now, there's all those things are there. But again, we got to get you out of the cycle of feeling like you can't stop. You're busy, 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 because that's the tiger chasing you. Got to get the tiger to become a kitten. Okay. Another sign, another scenario that you might be in survival mode would be with the emotional roller coaster that you're going on with your bank account balance. So, like, you'll avoid looking at it, you spiral, you panic, you pull back if it's low. Fail payment notifications like spiral you out. And if like there's a lot, if you got a good month, like you're feeling good, you've got that income roller coaster. And this is why like I built the Profitable Money Systems, Budgeting Simplified, Prosperity Simplified the way that I did, because it helps handle that roller coaster that you're on. Because as entrepreneurs, our income fluctuates. But if you are stuck in that cycle of mentally and emotionally roller coastering with your income, that's not I don't want to say it's not success. It's not how you were designed to operate. And it's survival mode, because it's like that, we got to fix it. We got to fix it. It's not okay. Money's tight. I'm doing these things, and we go work more hours, you do more tasks, but nothing's actually changing, right? We're still trying to earn the safety, do the work to get it. But like, that's not how that works. Your nervous system is still trying to earn that safety. But you don't have to earn the right for the tiger not to chase you. Just have to actually turn around and see there's not actually a tiger there. And if you haven't heard these examples before, hopefully you're sticking with me. But this is why we do the strategic rhythms. Like, there is highs and lows, because without the lows, we wouldn't be able to appreciate the highs. Think about like a pool with, there's not really any waves. It's very pretty calm. There's a little bit, right? But then we have the ocean, where you experience the highs of the waves and the lows, but you only have the lows because you have the highs. Like, there's those things. There's rhythms. That's how life works. So the key is not to spiral when we're in a low rhythm. There's ease, there's safety, there's all of those things are available without feeling like you have to go outwork the problem. If you have bought mindset program, or we'll say program after program, doesn't even have to really be mindset. If we're jumping from program to program, new strategy, that's a form of survival mode. Because every time you start over, you're reinforcing, you're living into the belief that you can't trust yourself. Because it's not that you need to have the exact right strategy. You need to have the right strategy for you. So when you get out of the shame cycle, and we can talk about the debt, all the shame that we create around debt and spending and not having, air quotes, the return that you think that you should have. All of those things are survival mode. All the meaning we've created. Doesn't matter what debt you have. Doesn't matter what purchases you've made. Doesn't matter what, air quotes, mistakes you've made in the past. None of those things have any meaning on them except for the meaning that we give them. And when we give them the meaning that there is a tiger chasing you, you're in survival mode and you're continuing to operate out of that scarcity, that stress, that struggle. When you reclaim your power, it becomes simple. So this is why I make money simple, because we are, well, again, that's like a gift that I have. Just the way that I explain things, it simplifies things for people. But when we work together and you return to you, like the version of you who's not operating out of the stress and the fear and the scarcity, all of those things, like it's amazing. It's magnetic. Like, okay, again, as I'm recording this, I'm in the middle of a launch for the Unstoppable Experience. Yesterday, I didn't check my computer at all. I was out with my kids. We did a field trip, homeschool field trip. We were gone for like 5-6 hours, something like that. And then we had an evening at home watching pizza. It wasn't like there's a trust built in. And then, of course, I'm recording this here today because I wanted to record this for you. We're shifting the podcast schedule because I wanted you to hear this. I knew you needed to. But it's not out of fear and, I need to go do more things. I need to go make more things happen. But I'm still taking action. It's not avoidance, because we can use the feminine energetics of ease and trust as an avoidance mechanism. That's also a form of survival mode. That's conversation for another day. But at the root of it, what we're working on is money and power. And they are so interconnected. So interconnected. The way you feel about yourself and your personal power and your self-worth and self-love and money, so interconnected. Okay? And we're taught, media, whatever else we want to call, there's stigma out there that it's this dirty thing that we should feel bad about it. And, rich people are bad and we shouldn't have more money, or power is bad. People abuse power, all of those things. And it's simply not true. Good people do good things with money. Bad people do bad things with money. Bad people aren't there worried about doing bad things with money. And I can logically tell you that, right? That is a logical conversation that we're having. But if you have the belief, the identity created that you can't have money because it's not safe, you're never going to be able to outwork that. Because what you're doing consciously can't surpass what's going on subconsciously. Not anymore. Maybe 10 years ago it worked, but it doesn't work anymore. And we can't sustain it. So you'll hit it and we fall down. We hit it, we fall down. Or we don't hit it at all. So maybe you are the person who would love to have the freshly shaved smooth legs and the fresh seat and in the freshly shaved legs, smooth shaved legs and the fresh sheets. Maybe you love massages on the beach. Maybe you love, I'm trying to think of what else, luxury things. We're not going to know what it is, because it could be something else. It doesn't have to be those things. But we're not going to know what it is until you take the next step towards reclaiming your power. because we got to get you out of survival mode. When we get you out of survival mode and you reclaim your power, and we do this with money, okay? This is the foundation. But again, money and power, they're intertwined. So we work on the profitable money systems. We have the strategy, and that's where I got my start, right? That's where I started within finances. It was like, oh, we need the strategy. And I built the strategy and the pieces and we put it together. It was like, no, that's not really quite it. That's not the only part. So then we incorporated the mindset and the beliefs and shifting some of those things. And was like, okay, there's another piece unlocked. But that's still not quite it. That's when we brought in the energetics and the identity and really working on the personal power and reclaiming who you are. Because you can know what to do logically. You can go take action on it. But if the script, the story that's running in your head while you're doing those things is you're not worthy of that, you can't make that happen, you can't have money, you're not going to be able to escape that. That's the thing we have to shift. And there's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. Your body's working exactly how it's supposed to work. It's amazing. Think about like how many times you need to be protected from the tiger that is actually chasing you. We just have to show you it's not actually there. So when something comes up, we get to the point where you can turn around and it feels like a tiger's chasing you, but you have the tools in your toolbox to turn around and be like, oh, it's not a tiger. It's just a kitten. Pet it, move on. We don't create meaning around it. We have to move forward. There's a part here on the sales page for the Unstoppable Experience it's probably my favorite. And we'll kind of like read it here and I think where we need to leave it. Okay. If you're being honest, you didn't start your business to feel this stressed about money. You've worked hard, you've poured into programs, you've tried the spreadsheets, the apps, and the just manifest it affirmations. And yet money still feels like a constant source of stress and tension. It shows up as second guessing, that feast or famine cycle that keeps you on edge, and old stories that you can't seem to shake. You're tired of hustling harder without actually feeling more secure. Tired of wondering if you're making the right moves. You're tired of letting fear or guilt drive your financial decisions. What if instead you finally wake up feeling calm and confident about your finances? You know exactly what's coming in and what's going out and how much you can actually pay yourself. You've got a simple system that works for you, not the other way around. So money management feels easy, even empowering. You make decisions from a grounded, abundant place instead of reacting to stress. And you're building true wealth that supports your values, your vision, and your vitality. So you can take off in the middle of the day and go do something fun with your kids without stressing out. If that resonates for you, then the Unstoppable Experience is for you. Okay? Like I said, doors were open through today. If you're listening to this on the day that it drops, doors are open through tonight. My favorite bonuses, my favorite promo to run of the year is officially alive. So I can't wait to welcome you inside. That link's going to be amycirca.com/unstoppable. We'll put it in the show notes as well. If you are listening to this after the fact, click on the sales page. There's a button to apply. Because my mission is to help you simplify money by guiding you back to yourself, to the emotional safety, the capacity, and your grounded power, so that money becomes something that supports you rather than something that you fear and avoid. We're going to work together so you stop abandoning yourself in your financial decisions, and really all decisions, and rise into sustainable, aligned wealth, aligned impact, built from wholeness instead of survival. We do it all in the program, okay? We've got the profitable systems that work for you. We work through rewiring your money mindset and the energetic identity work needed to become that confident, grounded leader in your life and in business, because it coincides. We do the personal, we do business, we do all of it, right? So if you are feeling the call, I can't wait to welcome you inside the Unstoppable Experience. We'll see you there. And that's it for now. See you next time. Bye, guys.